From the moment Kelsey Mitchell stepped on the floor at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, her time with the Indiana Fever has been memorable, impactful, and historic. Mitchell, she'll pull up. Here's a three. She's got it! And that's a record!
Mitchell's decision sent shockwaves through the WNBA after months of speculation. The All-Star guard has finally unveiled her plans for the future, but what led to this moment, and how will it reshape the landscape of women's basketball?
As Mitchell's career in Indiana continued, the eye-popping performances and awards began to pour in.
Fakes it. Oh! Ankle breaker!
Ooh. For me, I enjoy this process and know that, I'm a pillar of change. I can be one of the ones to say that foundation was laid.
As she would cement her standing among the top players in the entire league.
From trade rumors to free agency speculation, Mitchell's journey has been anything but straightforward. Now, as the dust settles, one burning question remains. What does this mean for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever's championship aspirations? Buckle up, because we're about to break it all down.
I'm excited about our future, but I would never change my past. I know what I had to do to get to this point, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
Tosses ahead, Wheeler extra feed. Oh, that was pretty. Plus the foul.
I'm very grateful to be one of the ones that, put the bricks down.
Mitchell finished top 10 in the league in scoring in 2020, 2021, again in 2022, for a fourth straight time in 2023, and you guessed it, top 10 in scoring in the 2024 season 2.
Mitchell consistently ranked among the league's top 10 scorers, 2020, 2021, 2022, and for the fourth straight time in 2023. And yes, she did it again in 2024. Kelsey Mitchell stood at a crossroads, with the entire WNBA world holding its breath. After 7 years with the Indiana Fever, she faced a decision that could shake up the league, stay or go. The tension was palpable as her contract loomed.
Your contract expiring after this season, would you be interested in re-signing or coming back to the organization?
It's definitely a lot of emotions and thoughts that flow through my mind. I think that everything for me is so fresh that I don't know what I need and what I'm going to do, but I know that when the time comes and the opportunity is right for me to make those decisions.
Teams were lining up, ready to roll out the red carpet for Mitchell. The Las Vegas Aces, Chicago Sky, and even the newly formed Golden State Valkyries. Everyone wanted a piece of the All-Star guard. Big money, fresh starts, and new opportunities were all on the table. Mitchell's words echoed in everyone's minds. I got to be selfish. Fever fans started to sweat. Was she really considering leaving? Rumors flew faster than a Caitlin Clark three-pointer.
See, I've always had a home in Indy, so it could potentially be a home for me again. But I think right now, the switching dynamic of my family and everything, I got to do what's best for me. And, that's no hanging my hat on one team or another. But I think it's specifically for me, I got to be selfish about that process. And when I know, you'll know. So we'll see.
So what really went down? Let's break it all down. At one point, there was buzz about a Kelsey for Kelsey swap. Mitchell to the Aces, Plum to the Fever. But those whispers died fast when Plum packed her bags for the LA Sparks. I knew that was next, one insider said. I think she'll end up in Golden State. The Valkyries were rumored to be making a move, while the Chicago Sky eyed Mitchell to fill their star-shaped hole at shooting guard. And just to stir the pot a little more, Cheryl Swoops chimed in, claiming Mitchell felt underappreciated. Talk about adding fuel to the fire.
I knew that was next. I think she'll end up in Golden State.
She had finally gotten the credit she deserved, but here's where things got interesting. The Fever weren't about to let their star walk away without a fight. They knew exactly what they had in Kelsey Mitchell, a player who had endured the highs and lows, witnessed the team at its worst, and was now watching it rise from the ashes. Mitchell faced a real dilemma. On one hand, the allure of a fresh start was tempting. On the other, she had poured 7 years of blood, sweat, and tears into an organization on the rise. And now, with Caitlin Clark joining the squad, things were finally looking up.
Here's where I think they did do a very good job, and that was with Kelsey Mitchell, who's an unrestricted free agent, because Kelsey Mitchell had a hell of a season this season, and I don't think she got the credit that she...
What happened next? Buckle up, because things were about to get wild. In a move that sent shockwaves through the league, the Fever played their trump card. They slapped the core player tag on Mitchell faster than you can say buckets. This gave them exclusive negotiating rights and the ability to offer her a supermax contract. But Mitchell's impact stretched far beyond the walls of Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Mitchell had already etched her name in WNBA history, ranking top 10 in both total points and three-pointers made, all before turning 30. But the real question remained: would she take the deal? The basketball world waited on pins and needles. Then, just like that, the silence broke. Mitchell made her choice, and it was a doozy. She chose to stay in Indiana, signing the Supermax deal and cementing her place as the cornerstone of the Fever's future.
And those big performances have become a staple of hers. Mitchell owns the top 3 highest scoring performances in Fever history. Mitchell ranks second all-time in franchise history in career points, field goals made, three-pointers made, and free throws. She's played in the 3rd most games in franchise history and is 4th all-time in career assists.
Fieldhouse. Mitchell had already secured her spot among WNBA greats, ranking in the top 10 for both total points and three-pointers made, all before turning 30. But the question still loomed. Would she stay or go? The basketball world held its breath. Then, just like that, the silence shattered. Mitchell made her choice, and it was a game changer. She committed to Indiana, signing a Supermax deal and solidifying herself as the cornerstone of the Fever's future.
But her recognition stretched far beyond the walls of Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Mitchell is already top 10 in WNBA history in points scored and three-pointers made, all before the age of 30.
The reaction was immediate. Fans erupted in joy, teammates celebrated, and Caitlin Clark summed it up perfectly with a simple social media post, as if there was ever any doubt. Looking back, it all makes sense. Indiana isn't just where Mitchell plays, it's become her home. It's the closest WNBA city to her roots in Ohio. She's built relationships here and grown as a player. Now, with Clark by her side and Aaliyah Boston dominating in the paint, the Fever are poised for something truly special.
Kelsey Mitchell has left an indelible mark on the franchise, the state of Indiana, and the entire WNBA. And Mitchell is just getting started.
Kelsey Mitchell's journey with the Fever has been nothing short of a roller coaster. She's seen the team at its lowest, struggling through seasons where wins were hard to come by. But she never gave up. She kept pushing, kept improving, and now, she's finally seeing the fruits of her labor. But what really led to her making this decision? What does Kelsey Mitchell really think? Remember when Caitlin Clark arrived in Indiana? The basketball world exploded. But for Mitchell, it was more than just a big move. It was a chance to rewrite her own story.
What's up, everybody? Kelsey Mitchell. And I'm a Fever girl again. So to my fans, to the basketball world, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be back. Indy has been good to me, and hopefully I can pour in and give the same. So here's to being a Fever girl.
Now, picture this. 2 explosive guards on one team. On paper, it could have been a disaster. Too many stars, not enough ball to go around. At first, there were questions. How would they share the court? Would Mitchell's role shrink? But then, something magical happened. These two didn't just coexist, they thrived. They became a nightmare for opposing defenses. Let's look at the numbers, because they're mind-blowing. Both Mitchell and Clark landed in the top 3 for points scored after the Olympic break. They didn't just break franchise records, they shattered them. Anything seemed possible with these two on the court.
First of all, thanks for being here. Thanks for showing Kelsey how important she is to the Indiana Fever.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So everything about Kelsey Mitchell is core, right? Core values, her core basketball, actually everything about her is what we're about. And so there was no way she was going anywhere else but the Indiana Fever. So this is a great day for our franchise. It starts with her. Her legacy continues in an Indiana jersey, and we're off to the races now. So.
People started calling them the Splash Sisters, and let me tell you, it fit like a glove. But here's where it gets really interesting. Mitchell's game went to a whole new level playing alongside Clark. After the Olympic break, Mitchell averaged over 24 points per game. That's not just good, that's elite. And remember that full court pass from Clark to Mitchell? The one that broke the WNBA rookie assist record? That wasn't just a highlight reel play. It was a sign of something special brewing in Indiana.
Anything you want to say?
Pressure, no pressure. I just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Indiana's been my second home since I went pro. So this is the only city I know. And so to see you guys open your arms up to me, I kind of remember every employee I run into. Whether you're a janitor, camera person, I like to be that person. And so that was a big part of me coming back because I got a chance to meet really great people. Then I met one of the greatest people in the world, Caitlin Clark, who just ran the basketball world. So I think together we hope to make you guys proud. We hope to make you guys feel like you're a part of our success and our journey. And I'm here. Let's do this.
The numbers only tell part of the story. What we saw on the court was pure basketball magic. In one game against the Dallas Wings, Mitchell exploded for 36 points. When Clark needed support, Mitchell stepped up in a big way. It wasn't about who was the star, it was about winning. Here's what's wild. Mitchell and Clark became the first pair of teammates in WNBA history to each sink over 100 three-pointers in a single season. Think about that for a second. That's not just breaking records. That's rewriting the book on what's possible in women's basketball.
This there from Lloyd. Clark the fling ahead. Oh, what a dime! And Mitchell lays it in! And Caitlin Clark officially has the most assists ever for a rookie in this league's history.
When it came to her big decision, you better believe Clark's presence played a huge role. The chemistry they'd built, the records they'd broken together, it all factored in. Mitchell saw what was possible with Clark by her side, and she wanted more. But is it all about just Clark? Stick around, because the Fever have been dropping clues since the very beginning of free agency. When Mitchell signed that Supermax deal, everyone thought they knew the story. But hold on, because we're about to peel back the layers of something truly special in Indiana. I'm a Fever girl again, Mitchell said. I'm a Fever girl. I'm excited. Kind of missed this court.
What's up, friend? I just want to say congratulations on the award, man. You deserve it. You've changed the world in so many ways. You've done it with so much grace. And I'm so happy to take the floor with you, to be a part of this experience. I want to tell you to give yourself some grace, kid. You've done a lot of things that not a lot of people can do. And from me to you, I'm always going to be a fan. I'm always going to be in your corner. I'm always going to be in your back.
Yeah, my Fever girl again, Mitchell said, reflecting on her decision. A lot went into this, based on what I needed for myself, and obviously for my family and friends. Indiana is a second home, so I thought I'd give this thing a go. Let's talk about fit. What makes a championship team? It's not just about stacking stars, it's about finding the perfect puzzle pieces. And in Indiana, those pieces are starting to lock into place. Picture this. Mitchell's lightning-quick drives, Clark's long-range shots, Boston dominating the paint, and Hull's defensive tenacity. On paper, it's a dream team. But the real question is, could they make it work on the court? Let's figure that out.
I'm a Fever girl again. I'm a Fever girl. I'm excited. Kind of missed this court. Yeah, I'm a Fever girl again. A lot went into this decision based on what I needed for myself and obviously for my family, my friends. And Indy is a second home, so I thought I'd give this thing a...
Here's where it gets interesting. Mitchell's shooting last season was off the charts. We're talking a 46.8% field goal percentage and 40.2% from downtown, career highs. That's not just good. That's elite. But it's not just about the numbers. Coach Stephanie White sees something even bigger brewing. She didn't just praise Mitchell's stats. She raved about her work ethic, her approach to the game, and the way she interacts with teammates. It's clear that Mitchell's impact goes far beyond the box score.
Just figure out where this program's going, what we're trying to accomplish. And based on, the way in which I like to see myself playing, I could do that with people like Caitlin, people like AB, people like Liz. The list goes on with Lexi Hall, Grace Berger. So I'm excited about the group we have. I get to play alongside some really great people. So here's the Fever girl.
For this, Mitchell isn't just a scorer anymore. She's become the perfect complement to Clark's game. When defenses swarm Clark, Mitchell steps up. When Clark needs to facilitate, Mitchell's there to knock down shots. It's like watching two musicians in perfect harmony. But that's not all. Mitchell's been through the trenches with this Fever team. She's seen the lowest lows, and now she's guiding the young ones, like Clark, through their first few seasons. The mutual respect, the shared hunger for success, it's building something special.
The fans, I think you guys are a big part of my decision, a part of Indiana being home for me. The fans have also grown to be, family for me. So knowing what the atmosphere feels like, some of the love that was poured into me down the stretch of last year, I feel great about it. So I'm grateful. I'm definitely grateful.
No longer far away from contention, the Fever are now knocking on the playoff door. With Mitchell leading the charge, alongside Clark, Boston, and Hull, tomorrow is looking even brighter. So here's the million-dollar question. How will Mitchell's veteran presence shape this young core into a dynasty? Because make no mistake, that's what they're building in Indiana, a team that doesn't just win games but changes the landscape of the WNBA. Your group has a real exciting, energetic vibe, and the future is looking incredibly promising.
Kelsey Mitchell is back with the Indiana Fever. She joins me now. You have a big old smile on your face. How much did it mean to re-sign with this organization now for what will be your 8th season?
Oh, man. Indiana is my second home, so for me, it was like second nature. Obviously, the contractual stuff is always being talked about, but I look at Indiana like home, and to come back and play with people like Kaylin and Aaliyah and our group, period, is just really, really fun for me, and I don't want to miss out on it.
Some thought Mitchell's story was just about staying put, but they missed the real magic happening in Indiana. Let's talk about what's brewing behind the scenes. Picture this. Mitchell sitting with her mom in Cincinnati, talking about her late father and the team that feels like home. Indiana's been my second home since I went pro, Mitchell said. This is the only city I know. That connection runs deep. Remember when Mitchell said she needed to be selfish? Well, it turns out being selfish meant something completely different. It wasn't just about chasing the biggest contract or the brightest lights, though Indiana certainly gave her that with the new Supermax deal. It was about family, about legacy, about finishing what she started. But ultimately, it was about something much bigger than herself.
Real exciting, energetic season. How can you build on that now with Stephanie White as head coach and all the positive momentum?
I think, anybody that knows Stephanie White knows how good she is with the X's and O's. She's going to put us in a good position to make plays. It's going to be basketball players. So I look forward to playing alongside Kaylin and seeing that actually for all of them.
I got a legacy to keep, Mitchell said, her voice filled with emotion. I got a legacy to keep, and you know that's my dad. But here's where it gets interesting. Mitchell's decision wasn't just about basketball. It was about healing. I just miss my dad a lot, she shared, her voice heavy with emotion. Just having to do this without him, this lifestyle. I always expected my parents to be around, both of them. So it's a new experience for me. But I'm embracing it. That vulnerability? It's transforming the Fever from the inside out. Mitchell isn't just a scorer anymore. She's become the heart and soul of this team. And that's unlocking something special in her teammates. T-Focus for 40.